This is a true story about a DeVilbiss grad named Leroy. Leroy grew up in West Toledo and attended Old Orchard Elementary. As a young man, he made friends easily with a quick smile and the ability to give praise to people, even if he disagreed with them on things. Somewhere in his teen years, Leroy's dad told him that there wouldn't be much money coming his way for college because his older sister was attending a private school. Unless, he said, Leroy received some scholarship money. So Leroy applied himself diligently to his sport, practiced, and yes, he practiced some more. And wouldn't you know it, from the age of 12 to 19, he won 7 consecutive city championships. In high school matches, he dominated all city, all state. Quite an accomplishment. Although you see that Leroy's high school was a powerhouse in football, basketball, baseball, and thanks to the athleticism of Leroy's classmates in those sports, they managed to parlay their skills into full scholarships at the University of Michigan. Leroy's expertise at this age was golf. That's right, golf. And he wasn't just a good golfer. Classmates remember and expected that one day Leroy would be wearing a green jacket. Well, Leroy was grateful that a scholarship was offered by the University of Toledo, and he was happy to be a Rocket. But then something happened in less than a year that made his father, when he heard the news, to jump up and down and do an Irish jig. For Leroy had been offered a full scholarship at the newly minted University of South Florida. So Leroy transformed himself from being a Rocket to a Bull. And the Bulls became a college powerhouse in golf, with Leroy leading the way. Because of practice. Ah, yes, practice. 600 shots a day. Now in college, Leroy studied Italian. He was so good at speaking it that Florida State University sent Leroy to Florence, Italy, to study the Renaissance and Italian architecture. His linguistic abilities were noticed by the Italian government, who asked Leroy to serve as an interpreter, which he did. After college, Leroy entered the world of work by traveling to Long Beach, California, where he studied and worked to become a journeyman marine electrician, a difficult, demanding position. And it was on his way out west, where near Lake Tahoe, Leroy was to meet the love of his life, an equal partner in Carol. And together they raised a wonderful son, Chris, a son who graduated from college with a 3.92 GPA, summa cum laude, despite the fact that Chris had been born with rheumatoid arthritis and was in a wheelchair since age 9 and blind at age 19. And that said, Chris, the adult Chris, then received a $50,000 donation from the Lightning Foundation and promptly donated that money to Wheels, meaning wheelchairs for kids. Chris is an inspirational and living proof that a positive attitude can make the world of difference. And now Leroy. Leroy was nominated a few years back to be in the DeVilbiss Hall of Fame. Yes, he was nominated with a formal nomination. But we don't know if the nomination was carried through. We just don't know. This is where I ask you to sign this video petition by putting a like in the post and even a positive comment that you agree that Richard Leroy Lehman, aka Rick Lehman, our beloved 1964 senior class president, should be in the Hall of Fame. And now you know the rest of his story.